Happy Good Friday. Welcome. I'm Carissa Wiley from sprinkledwithglitter.com, and this is my craft room, and you are here live with me, or you're watching on the replay, but either way, I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for spending your time with me today. I have something so fun planned. We're going to create with some waffle flower crafts today, and I hope that it is always my hope that you leave here feeling either inspired, or you find a new color palette, or there's some tip that I share along the way that just helps you out in your crafting. But anyway, I hope you leave here inspired. I want to say thanks so much for watching, either on the replay or live. It means a lot to me that you're here. If you have not already, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and turn on those notifications so you won't miss any of my video tutorials, as well as my Carissa Crafts live stream broadcasts, which you are watching today. Super funny thing is that I'm finding more of you are watching my lives on the replay than you're watching my pre-recorded videos. So you all seem to love this. And I do have it in my plans to continue doing this, as well as some pre-recorded videos. So I just wanted to throw that out there. So many of you are here, and I'm so glad that you either got off work or that you're able to join me. Who's on spring break? Are you all on spring break out there? I'd love to hear. My husband's on spring break this year, or this week. I actually have him running some errands for me right now, because we just got back into town yesterday and we needed a few things to prepare. I'm working my nurse job tomorrow. Sunday is Easter. It's going to be a busy day because we help out at the church quite a bit. And so anyway, I just, I know it's going to be a busy weekend. I'm like, can you just go take care of this? And of course he was willing to. Delia, this is live. You are watching live. If there is a live chat happening on the side that you are able to contribute to, it's live. Also, if you look on the bottom of your screen, let me flip over here. You should see the little live button on your YouTube video. So there's like a little, it's like a red dot that says live. And that's how you can tell that we are live. One thing I didn't mention is, if you have not already given this video a thumbs up, I would appreciate that as well. Whether you're watching on the live or you're watching on the replay, you can give this a thumbs up. So let's go down to the desktop, shall we? And let's look at what we have here. I have a really fun palette planned for today. This includes some of the brand new colors from Concord and Ninth. Everything that I have laid out here is going to be in that YouTube description below. So if you're looking for products, be sure to check there. Those are affiliate links, so thank you for using those. But this is the color palette, and this I actually shared. I created quite a few color palettes featuring some of the new colors from Concord and Ninth that were just released a couple weeks ago, and this is one of them that I shared in like a reel on my Instagram. If you aren't following me on Instagram, I do share a lot there in my stories. So that's the color palette we'll be working with, and I'm going to be using the Postage Collage Gifts die, the Postage Collage Gifts stencil, as well as this Simply Said. These are all brand new from Waffle Flower Crafts this month, and of course it coordinates with their Postage Collage dies. So I am going to be using that today to create a birthday card. So I feel like we should get started, shouldn't we? I mean, I could talk all day. So I see Jen is here. Welcome, Jen. And Megan is here. She just popped in. Hello, everyone. I'm super glad you could be here. We're going to start out. Okay, so let me tell you, if you've not seen this before, this is the Waffle Flower Postage Collage die that's designed to go on an A2 size card front. So it cuts this situation here. And then there are a bunch of products that Waffle Flower has then designed that coordinate with this. So there's stencils and all kinds of themes. There's butterflies. I've used this on my channel a couple of times, but everything that you see that I'm going to be using today can be used with this or without, if you have a creative way of doing that. So I have gone ahead and die cut several of these Postage Collage die cuts here. And I have a couple in white, and then I have one out of every single color in my color palette because I wasn't sure what I was going to use and not, and I can always use these later. So everybody's so excited to be here, and I'm so excited you're here. Let's go ahead and start our stenciling. I am a little distracted today. I'm not going to lie. Getting back into the swing of things has been a little bit difficult for me. And I have a lot kind of going on behind the scenes. And so I'm just, you know, like my brain is getting back into the groove here. So I'm going to take one of these, which is the Postage Collage, and it's die cut from some Concord and Ninth white cardstock. It's my favorite white cardstock. I think I say that every time. And I'm going to do some ink blending on this. And I am going to pull out my Altenew grip mat. This is the 9x12 grip mat. You could also use a smaller one. And I'm just going to position this die cut right in the center of that here. And then I'm going to grab the Postage Collage Gift Stencil. Now here is the deal. I'm going to use the dies, and my thought is you could possibly do this with just the blocks because I want to create die cut bows for each of these little presents. And I'm thinking maybe if you just had the die set, you could do the blending and make these presents with just the die set. Should we explore that? I'm going to do, so here's the deal. There is I've lost it. I've lost it. Totally lost it. Okay, so there is this Postage Blocks stencil. Do you see this? So this will actually go over the top of this, and it kind of blocks off the border. If you get it in the right way here, it blocks off the border of these postage stamps so that you can keep like this rip part white. So I'm thinking you could actually do this with just the dies and this block here, but I'm going to use the Postage Collage Gifts stencil today. Just hang in with me here. I think that it will make more sense. Off the top of my head, Christine, I don't know what weight the Concord and Ninth white cardstock is. I think it's 100 pound. I love it for foiling. I love it for ink blending. It is a super smooth, beautiful white cardstock, and it just takes everything so well. And so I love it. And that's why I use it for just about everything. I don't have a problem using it for card bases. That's not necessarily what I use it for all the time. But the reason that I use it is because it stamps beautifully, it blends beautifully, it foils beautifully. And that, to me, it could be any weight it wants. But I think it's 100 pounds. Okay, so now we're going to go through and we're going to blend each of these presents a different color. Now, what might be helpful is some Post-it tape or something like that to kind of block off some of the other presents around the one you're blending. If you feel like you might get some pink into your next present, then you can kind of just do something like this and move it around as you stencil. Or what you could do is you could cut several of these and you could stencil the entire thing in a single color. So I could do one of these whole things in watermelon, one in creamsicle, and so on and so forth. But today we're just going to do some masking and then we're going to cut them apart at the end. I love to use these. You can use them as like one piece on your A2 size card, but I actually love to use them cut apart. I think they are so much fun and it's really easy to cut these apart. So I'm going to start with watermelon, and I'm actually going to blend heavier on the outside and then just kind of fade it out towards the inside of the gift. Okay, so we're going to have a little bit heavier ink blending towards the outside, and then we're going to just lighten up as we go in. Okay, now the bow part of this is going to be left white, and that's fine because we're going to put a die cut over it in the end. Now, I like to take a cloth and just wipe down my stencil before I pull it up. I just find I get less ink on my fingers, and then I have less problem later on down the road. I like to avoid problems if at all possible, but sometimes I get in like a rush and then I make mistakes. So we're trying to avoid mistakes today. Okay, we're gonna go kind of in color order, I think. So let's go to grapefruit next. And I'm gonna have a lot of blending brushes out today. So we'll do the same thing, a little heavier towards the outside of the gift and a little lighter towards the inside. And honestly, I have not played with these products yet. And so I do have some stuff to figure out along the way. So we'll see how that goes. My plan is to make colorful gifts with glitter bows and then to trim them all apart and create a little collage of all these colorful postage gifts. And that's kind of my plan. We may have to do a 5x7 card or a different size card to get all of these kind of in the same, on the same plane, because this, if you trim them apart and use them, it can be hard to get all 6 of them onto a card front and feature all of them properly. Does that make sense? Okay. So what are you all up to this weekend? Do you have big plans? I hope that you get to spend a little time with family or doing your thing, you know. We will be spending some time with family on Sunday after church. Let's see, I'm going to mask this one off. I need more masking than I have right here. Actually, I don't. I just need to use it more efficiently. Okay, so we're gonna go here, and we're gonna go here. And this, by the way, is the 4-inch wide mint tape from scrapbook.com. And you could use Post-it notes, you could use anything here, whatever makes it easy for you. Okay, so the next color we're going to move on to is pistachio. And I'm just kind of cleaning off my brush over here. I don't know what color was on it last time, but this is my green brush. And we just want to make sure that we get as true of color as we possibly can. So this one's going to be a really juicy pad because it's brand new. And I haven't even stamped with it yet, I don't believe. So we're going to bring in extra color around the edge, just like we did with the others, and then just kind of fade it out towards the center. It's a busy weekend for us. T-ball with my grandson, then birthday party for the oldest granddaughter. Tomorrow, Easter, church Sunday, egg hunt. Sounds like a busy weekend. Yeah, we have a couple of parties we're actually going to tomorrow night as well after I get off work, which is, that's a lot because it makes for a long day after I've been at the hospital for 12 hours to go and party is, it's challenging. We'll just say that. Okay, we're gonna do this little guy in the corner in rainforest because I think I want more lakefront than I want rainforest. And so we'll just do the little guy in the corner in rainforest. I'm gonna get my darker green brush. I don't have a dark and a light for every color, but I use dark greens a lot. Church, Marta's nephew's turning 30 tomorrow. That's exciting. My brother just texted me and he's celebrating 20 years at his job today, which that's pretty amazing at his place of work. So Easter is this weekend. Marcus, you forgot? Well, now you've been notified. Okay. So we have that, and then let's block off this and this, and we're gonna do this large, tall gift on the side in lakefront. Then, no special plans, just yard work. Do you enjoy yard work? That is not my forte, for sure, yard work. I'm really good in the craft room. I'm good, I'm decent in the kitchen, but, and more of a cook than a baker, but yard work is definitely Not something I've ever excelled at. I just like being outside is difficult for me with my skin tone. I just, being in the sun and that sort of thing, it's a lot of work to be in the sun for me. Okay, so lakefront, look how beautiful this is. Lakefront is a great color that kind of bridges the gap over from peacock. If you're a fan of peacock in the Concord and Ninth family, you will love lakefront. Hi, Paula. You're not actually that late, just a few minutes. Lisa Yu says, what upcoming events will you be teaching at? I love your style. I have a couple of events. One has not been released yet. But the two that have been released, and I know that the Pink Fresh Studio Cards for Him event is still open for registration, so you can still register for that one. That's May 17th and 18th, and you can go to pinkfreshstudio.com and register for that one. It's a virtual event. I'm also teaching, I think this event might be closed, but I'm teaching at the, it is Scrapbook and Cards today. I think we're called Holiday, is it Holiday Magic this year? Help me out. It's like a Christmas in July kind of situation from Scrapbook and Cards today. That one, by the way, is a really reasonably priced event. You get a nice kit with that, and it's very reasonably priced. So I think, but those are a couple of the events that have been released that I can tell you about. I feel like, I don't know that I want to cut a crossbar for each of these. So I think we're going to actually do some more blending here. I'm going to grab, I'm not going to do all the stencils because I'm not going to stencil the bows, but I'm going to grab stencil number 4, and we're just going to stencil the ribbon portion on all of these presents. So I'm going to line this up and we will do it. I'm thinking maybe like a soft gray, and then we'll cut the bows from some glitter cardstock, and then we'll move. Megan, thank you. It is Holiday Magic. Megan can maybe tell us too if registration is still open for that event. I am not sure if that one's already closed. I feel like that one might be closed already. I think I'm going to do just a soft gray for the ribbons here. And I'm going to do Pebble, which I hadn't planned on bringing in gray, but I think it will go best with the silver that I'm using. And so we'll just do like a light gray for the ribbons. And we don't even have to like blend it super solid all the way down. We can do like it a little bit darker in the center and allow it to fade out towards the edges of the gift. So I'm not making sure that I go super solid on the blending. You can see it's darker there and lightens up. Same over here, darker towards where the bow is, lightens up. And we'll do that same kind of situation all the way around. Okay. Paula's taking Holiday Magic, and Marta is signed up for Holiday Magic. I did it last year and loved it. So exciting. I am so excited for you. I think it's going to be fun to see some familiar faces in the classes. I always love that. Okay, now that I've done that, I am going to remove this from my grip mat, and then we're going to start cutting some bows and ribbons. And we're going to use, this is from the Stamp Market. This is Diamond Glitter Cardstock. And if you've never experienced Diamond Glitter Cardstock, it is so amazing. It's a little different than like a true silver. I feel like it's a little bit less dark gray. It has actually real flecks of silver in it, and it is super shiny. So I absolutely love this cardstock. I'm going to just take all of the bows from this Postage Collage gift die set, and I am going to die cut all of them. Now, there is a good chance that because I'm cutting into the magnetic shim of my Empress, that these may not cut all the way. And if that happens, then I have a plan for that. So I'm only cutting into the magnetic mat because I want them to stay in place. I can cut into either the magnetic mat or I can cut into the plastic or the clear cutting mat. And it does not look like I got them cut all the way through. Maybe. Let's see. Actually, this one did for sure. Now I have all these adorable bows. These are going to be so cute. Oh, it looks like we are cut all the way through. Fabulous. Okay, and I think some of these are designed, looks like to lay, I'm like totally messing this up, you guys, because they're designed to layer on top of each other. I don't know that we need them to layer though. We could to create some dimension, but the thing is, if we create too much dimension, we will not be able to stack these up. Jen's registered too. Yay. And so is Lisa. Yay. There will be another event later this year that I will be teaching at, but the details on that have not been released yet. And so I'm not sure that I can talk too much about that. I'm trying to find where each of these full-size bows go. So I'm going to look at the full bows first. This one seems to go there. This is the most adorable bow ever. You could use these bows without these postage collage situations as well. Let's see, this guy has to go down here because he's little. And this guy is more square, so I'm thinking here. And this guy goes here, which I had before. It looks like, I feel like this one's just like a little bit off. Maybe I have to layer it up for it to be right. I don't know. There we go. Okay, so there will be all the little glitter bows. Now here's what we can do. I believe that these are designed to layer up, and this is where I messed up because I should have kept them with their original grouping. So this one goes with this guy. And I think you can do this. Maybe I'm wrong on this. I don't know. This is where I haven't played with it, and so I have to figure it out. I mean, I don't have to figure it out. We could just do it with just the bows by themselves. Okay, I think they're designed to like pop up. It's kind of hard to see. I keep having to readjust in my seat. Let's move you down. Let's bring you in a little. So do you see how this one's like layered up? I think that's how that goes. This guy has to be this. So just like that. And then we can add some dimension behind it if we want. This guy goes right here. And you could do a two-tone bow if you want. And this is why, because it's not two-tone, I'm not sure if it's worth like layering these up or just saving these for something else. So this guy is the tricky one right here because it like fits a little different, I feel like. Maybe these go with these. Okay, maybe that's my problem. We're gonna figure this out together. Yeah, that's definitely my problem. I have these with the wrong friends. They don't go here. Mean Girls, we were talking about that at work the other day. They don't even go here. Okay, so that's how they would layer up. Can you see, if I put some dimension behind them, you would be able to see the differentiation. Just received your postage collage order today. How fun. Have you owned any of the postage collage products before, or are you brand new to postage collage? I've been using them here for a few months and you all seem to just love them. I think it's so much fun that also I do have a video, a pre-recorded video featuring this release on my channel from earlier this month. you all seem to love it when I use them here on my YouTube channel. And so I haven't used this particular product suite this month. And so I thought we would like go for it. I'm going to use some foam adhesive and put these layers on, and then we'll flip these over and we will add some foam adhesive to the back, and then we can put them in place. Maybe I don't want to put them in place just yet because we do need to trim these apart. So we're not going to put them in place just yet. Now I will tell you that adhering glitter cardstock can be a little tricky. If you are not, I'm using a DIY foam adhesive that has a really strong backer or sticky on it, so that it seems to be holding this glitter cardstock in place on top of the glitter. If you are not having good luck with yours, what I would tell you is probably put some liquid glue on top of your foam adhesive before you adhere it down, and then adhere it down, and that will help that stick to the glitter. So I'll show you what I'm talking about because that could have been a little confusing. I am fighting a little bit. Another reason that I think I'm a little off today is that I am fighting a little bit of a headache, and I think it's because we ate just whatever we wanted this weekend, and I've been eating really super clean lately, and I think my body is just rebelling. So here's where I put the foam adhesive on, and then if you just add some liquid glue onto the foam adhesive to the portion that's going to touch the glitter cardstock, and then position that down and give it some time to set up, that will probably help you adhere some of these layers on top a little bit better. And I'm just putting them back where they go after each one so that I'm not losing track of where these go. I'm not adhering them down yet. I do need to put foam adhesive behind this other. So we'll put some on the back of this guy. Did I put it on this one? I did not. Okay, we have. Oh, yes, Lisa, that is a great point. You can definitely make great flat cards, because if I wasn't putting foam adhesive behind all of these bows and such, this would be a really great flat card just as it is on top of an A2 size card base for mailing. So yes, I agree with that. The Postage collage sets make great flat cards. And I do want to point out, I'm using the A2 Postage collage. There are other sizes available like A6 and A7. I tend to do A2 cards more than anything. They're what I'm most comfortable with. But I did make like a slimline card with these, with the envelopes postage collage system. And that's that video that I was telling you about, a pre-recorded video here on my channel from earlier this month. So if you want to check out more. Waffle Flower has a printable of the 2 years of postage collage so we can keep track of what you have. That's awesome. I knew that they were offering printables and stuff. I just didn't really take the time to look at that, of what, you know, what printables they were offering and that sort of thing. This one's super cute. Look, because it's just the lower part that has the extra dimension. I think that's fun. And I'm just putting these where they line up with the bows. So there's like big and small of each kind of style of bow. And so I'm just getting those there. Okay, so that'll go there. These will all be raised up just a little bit. I'm trying to keep you guys close, but also in the frame as well, because that makes it difficult when I move out of the frame. Roberta got the A2 and slimline. Yeah, I think like whatever card projects, like the sizes that you most use. Deb says they have inspiration sheets as well. Perfect. So that's great that they're moving, that they have all those resources available for all these. Someone asked what ink I used for the ribbon. I used Pebble ink from Concord and Ninth. So we're just going to add these on here. Okay. And I didn't link the Pebble ink because I honestly didn't know I would be using it. I thought we would be able to get away with just die cutting the bows and doing the ribbons as well, but I think it's just going to take a lot of die cutting to do the ribbons, and I think it's a good option, but not what I want to do, because we'd have to trim down each of the ribbons to match each size of the stamp, and that doesn't sound fun to me today. So we won't do it. If it's not fun, don't do it. That's what I say. I always tell people when you're in one of my classes, like at an event, I will tell you, you don't have to make the card exactly like mine. If there's something that you don't want to do, don't do it just because I did it. I mean, if you don't like it and you don't want it, then you don't have to do it. Okay, so all my bows are assembled and ready to go. And I'm going to pull them off and set them in order just so I don't have to think about this again. And then we're going to trim the Postage collage apart. So let's just zoom you out just a little bit, because I'm going to forget that you're all zoomed in, and then you won't be able to see what I'm doing. That's what's going to happen. Okay, let me put this back. Clara bought the whole Postage collection. Wow. Glitter cardstock is not Concord and Ninth. It is the Stamp Market, and it is in the YouTube description below. If you have questions about anything, you can always click at the top of my YouTube description. There is a link for a visual supply list. And what that means is it will bring up pictures of the products so that you can use them. I will tell you that I have also linked several of the new products from Waffle Flower this month that are available. So there are some extra products in there. But if you're ever watching live or even in my pre-recorded videos, you'll find that visual supply link, and you can always click that, and that brings up pictures of the product list instead of just reading the text. But I did have that glitter cardstock linked below. So far, the only thing I haven't had linked is the Pebble ink, because I didn't know. So anyway, pink paper and things. Yay, I'm late, but I'm glad I can catch this live. I'm glad you could catch it live too. Do you see what I just did? I got all of my presents out of order, and now my ribbons are out of order. But now I know which order they go in because I kind of did them in rainbow order. So there we go. I just trim those apart with my scissors. Sometimes I do it with my trimmer. Either way works. And so just keep in mind, they're super easy to trim apart. This one is moving because this is the one that I have the liquid glue behind. So I'm going to be careful. I'm going to actually just put that on after I put the bow on top. So I'm going to put the bow in the center, and then I'll put this little guy on top. And the reason that he's wiggling is because the glue is still wet. So we'll just do that. And now we have the most adorable little Postage collage with the bow on top. Okay, we're going to do all of these. We're going to put these on. Joy said, I just got the Glassboard Studio Mat, Altenew Sticky Mat, and Waffle Flower Grip Mat. I'm broke for now. Yes, that would break anybody for sure. So we're just going to move our way around and put these gifts on. Hey, Megan, I see you're chatting, which I don't know if you're driving right now, but do you know, is the SCT event, I'm pretty sure it is no longer open for registration, but can you let me know? Is it open or closed? You could just say one word. Have one of your kids type it for me. That's a word I'm sure they could do. Okay, so we're continuing around putting our little bows on each of them. Now, if you want to skip and you want this more flat, you could do one of two things. You could skip the foam adhesive on these bows. You could just die cut them and place them flat onto this. Oh, Kelly, thank you. I'm stealing the Wi-Fi at work today so I can catch you live. Oh, thank you for joining me. That's so much fun. Thank you, Kelly. That was so sweet. I totally forgot what I was saying. Oh, flat. You could skip the foam adhesive and just put the bow on there flat, or you could stencil with the stencils and do a two-tone bow with the stencils, because the stencils, I did not use these, but they have the two-tone bow. So you could skip the dies altogether. So now we have 6 little gifts here with their adorable little glitter bows. Excuse me. And then I thought what we could do, we may try this. I have these Postage collage dies, die cut out of each of the coordinating cardstocks. And I am going to try, I don't know if I'm going to like this or not, but I thought maybe we could offset these with another layer of cardstock underneath, just for an extra something, you know? So I'm gonna cut apart just the postage that I need for each of these various colors of gifts. So the rainforest will go with the rainforest. How do we feel? I love this. This is the pistachio. Isn't this a beautiful color? Love this color. And I'm just using my scissors for this. So as I mentioned before, you could definitely do this with a trimmer, like a wire guide trimmer, which is, I do that quite a bit, but I just thought I'd show you it's really easy to do with scissors. How do we feel about the extra layer of cardstock? I was at a light. July. July is when the SCT event is. Okay, so this is creamsicle. I love this. This is so much fun. Aren't these colors just so happy? Love these happy colors. It has some of my favorites in it and then some new. So some of my favorites of these colors, ones that I use a lot, watermelon, grapefruit, totally use those a lot, and rainforest. So those 3 colors are pretty standard go-tos for me on my, like in my Conquer the Ninth palette. But then I've added the new colors, which is Lakefront and Pistachio, to this palette. And I brought in some Creamsicle, which brings it a little bit like that brightness to it. Okay, so I'm just cutting the ones that I need here. Okay, boom, just like that. I think we're gonna do that. I think, love the extra layer, good. Okay, what we're gonna do, before I adhere these down, I'm gonna grab a card front because I wanna see what kind of real estate I'm working with and if I can make this work. So, what I might, let's do this. Let's like adhere these, but like, let's not go hard on it. Because if I need to switch the direction in which the shadow is going, I can if I just put just a little bit of adhesive, but then I'm not fumbling with 2 layers the whole time. Does that make sense? So I'm just gonna like kind of do just a bit of tape runner adhesive to adhere these. Okay, so just like this and this. I'm wondering if I can actually get all 6 of these on there with the dimension, because they have to be pretty like spread out a little bit to avoid the bows that are sticking up. And obviously, I'm going to put these on. This guy does not want to stick. Obviously, I'm going to put these on with foam adhesive. So there's going to be more, always more. I don't know. Do you think we can get all 6 on there? I mean, they come where but they're side by side when they are all stuck together. So it makes them where they fit really well. When you cut them apart and you start adding some dimension in there, we might have to do a 5x7 card. Oh, okay, thank you, Roberta, for checking. So Roberta has checked on the SCT event for July. It's closed, but there is a wait list. So I would, if you're interested in that, it's at a great price point. I would just go ahead and join the wait list, and then you'll be notified if you can get in. I think that would be great. So for those of you looking for events this year, especially holiday, and you all know holiday cards are my jam. They are like my favorite. I love to do holiday cards. I actually haven't seen the products yet either for that event. So I haven't seen those yet, but they always do such a great job. I think Lisa Hetrick helps with those designs, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so this is a lot, but we could technically, get all 6 of these in a pile of presents here on an A2 if we wanted to. Look. Okay, so we would do this, and these would be like overlapped. And then we would have that. And then we would have like this pile of postage presents. I don't hate that. How do we feel? Let's, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this entire thing just like this, because we just want like a little sentiment, I'm thinking. I am thinking of a 5x7 card. So I have some ivory cardstock here. So what we'll do is we're going to take the trimmer. We're going to cut this to 10 inches by 7 inches. So on the long side, I'm just going to trim an inch off. So that'll give me my 10 inches. And then on this other side, we need to trim off an 1.5 inches or to 7 inches. So it's going to measure 10 inches by 7 inches. Okay. We're just going to try this out. We'll see what we like. I'm not feeling slimline today. I'm not feeling slimline. I did slimline with the envelopes, and I kind of created my own dimension for that slimline. So there's a whole video on that. Okay, so let's try this. Swoozy Q says it's covering up too much of the cuteness. Well, we're going to try and see what it looks like on a 5x7. So here is a 5x7. And we can take this. We can do our same little pile, but we can spread out our pile just a bit more. And I think this might be a fun way to do this. Something like that. That is really cute. Okay, I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this. Okay, but what I want is, I think, a frame into that. Kelly says, I haven't made a 5x7, but I hear everyone talking about it. I guess I need to try. I mean, you should try. I think that it's fun to try new things. So, yeah, I would say give it a try. So you're just going to cut a cardstock to 10 inches by 7 inches and score at 5 inches, and that will give you your 5x7 card base. Okay. So we're going to do something like this-ish. We'll get there. Don't worry. It'll be fine. I'm going to see, I might want to bring in another color. I'm not sure if this color will work or not, but we can see. It might be too much. It might be like not what I want, but we'll see. So we're going to go to 4.5 by 6.5. So let's cut this to 4.5 by 6.5. The bows are so cute, are they not? They're just the cutest. The 6.5 line on this trimmer is not the easiest to find, but I do love that trimmer. It cuts so good. It cuts so well, even like the even the more cottony cardstocks, it cuts very well. Some of them get like a little bit rough on the edges with certain types of trimmers, but that trimmer cuts them all just so beautifully. Okay. This is Tide Pool cardstock, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. And I think we can make this work. I think we're just going to have to spend some time on our arrangement. And I'm loving this. So I definitely know I want the pink one at the top. We might switch these, and this might make it feel a little bit better. So grapefruit and then creamsicle. Then if we switch these two, nope, I don't like that. I like the tall one over here. And some of these are not staying well in place because I did not secure them super tight. I think we'll do something like this. Okay, but here's the deal. I'm not happy yet. I'm going to move these. This is why I did not. I'm going to move the shadow to the other side on these because I switched the places. This is why I did not adhere them down all the way. So the grapefruit's going to go off to the right, the creamsicle to the left. Just switch these around. Yeah, I think that'll be great. I still want them touching, maybe just not overlapping as much. So we'll get them where we want them, and then we'll start adhering everything down. And we probably will do this all with some foam adhesive. I think we can move all this down. That's what I think we need to do. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. I woke up this morning and I was like a sneezy mess. So it is definitely like all the things are blooming right now. I don't like that. I just moved stuff and I don't like it. So this is going to come back up. This is going to come back up and we'll do that. Okay. I'm good. We're going to go with this. But everything's totally blooming here. And so it's making the allergy situation a lot of fun. Okay. Melissa says, love it so far. Time to head home, so I'll catch the rest on replay. Awesome. Melanie, I'm so glad you like it. And loving this color palette, Marianne says. I'm so glad. So we're going to start with this guy at the top because he is going to anchor everything. Okay, so pink at the top, and then the other thing that I know is this guy's going to go here. So we're going to just anchor some of these and we'll situate around there. Okay, so let's do this. And we're just going to line this straight up along this side. So I'm just kind of like framing everything up with that blue cardstock, and then we'll move from there. I am going to do another layer on top of here, which is a little insane, but I'm not mad about it. So we'll do this right about there. And then we're going to have this guy under, which will kind of help prop everything up. So we'll just put our foam adhesive there. Yeah, 5x7 is fun. And I did with the butterfly postage collage, we did a live stream where we did a 5x7. And that is because I wanted to use all of the goodness that was there. Okay, so maybe there. And then this guy. Okay, you need to just stay together. Keep it together. Grapefruit. Okay, we're gonna put more foam or more tape runner on that because it's just. So technically I started with a color palette, which was here, and then we've added the Tide Pool to it. These are the two that are causing me the most grief. So the question is, do we want a solid line down that edge? And I don't think that we do. So I think we can do like something like this. And maybe move this guy in a little and that guy. So we get a little bit of covering up in here, but I like this kind of trickle down that we got. And we have the little bit of space right here and we've broken up this edge. Love this. Okay. So that's where we're gonna go. Hopefully we can get it all in the right place when we go to adhere it all. I need to grab some more foam adhesive. So this is actually foam adhesive that I make on my own and it sticks so well. But I usually make panels and then these little squares are left over of what I have from the panels that I've trimmed down. So I need to make more panels though. And you can see this is very sticky because when I create this, I use that scrapbook.com roll adhesive. It's a 4-inch roll and it's a super strong adhesive. So we're gonna add him. Gonna break up those lines there. Okay, so we have some spaces happening in here on purpose just to give it some breathing room. And then we're gonna take this guy and bring him in. We can either go under the grapefruit, which might be where I go with that. Okay, I think so. And we can only go so far with this because of the foam adhesive that's under there. So we're gonna go like this. This is the most unconventional way of doing this, but sometimes you just gotta do it the way that it works. Okay, so let's go kind of like that. And he needs to be straightened out, so we will do that. Oh, love that. Okay, okay. Now we're cooking with gas. Now we're cooking. Okay, we do need to reinforce this guy down here now that we have everything in place. Oh, Nada, thank you so much. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Oh my, that is so kind and so generous. Thank you. Pop that one up. I don't want to go too popped up because we already got a double layer on the bottom. What brand is my ivory cardstock? That is the Hero Arts Antique Ivory. It is my favorite ivory cardstock, and I have it linked in the YouTube description. So let's do this. We need a double layer under there because we actually popped it up on a pop-up. So on this side that's just kind of doing its own thing over here, we gotta reinforce it with a couple layers. My foam is just too big. I think the bows are so much fun, and I love that you can either stencil the bows or you can do the die cuts like we've done. And so you can bring in your specialty cardstocks, glitter, foils. I almost did like a holographic cardstock for the bows, which I think would be so much fun. This guy is crooked. Do you see him? He's crooked. That's because I did not adhere him well to his shadow layer. Okay, so now we have all of this with the shadow layer, and I think we need like another layer behind this. I think we need, oh, y'all are gonna, we need more glitter. Okay, so this was 4, was it 4.5? Yes. So we're gonna go 4 3/4. 4 3/4 by 4 3/4 by, what was this, 6.5? So 6 3/4. C9 inks and matching cardstock has single-handedly upped my card making game. It does make it so nice. It does make it so nice. 6 3/4. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to cut like a rectangle out of the center, just because y'all are going to be so mad at me if I put like this solid piece of glitter cardstock behind. I just know it. I just know it. Hold on. Do I have a, like, do I have a die that can do this? This is like a Christina Werner. Yeah, this one will probably work. This is the A7 frames die, but it will give me a good chunk out of that center that I can still save and use. So we'll do this. This is not linked because I had not planned on using it, but yeah, I think it's coming together. And you guys, I'm feeling so much better right now. So that's good news. I think I got my electrolytes in me and my headache is going away. Okay. So, it's not pretty. We're not going to use that frame. Don't worry. I'm not going to try to make fetch happen. It could be fun. Hold on. We need to try something. Could we make it work? This was not my intent. We're not doing that. My intent was to do this. What's happening? What is happening here? We have like all kinds of warping going on. Okay, so I'm thinking like this little bit of glitter cardstock coming out from around the edge. But I'm thinking it could almost be just a shade smaller. So, okay, I'm thinking just like a smidge. It's all warped now that I die cut it. So it's like doing this own thing. Everybody's like, hoarding, do you like to hoard this cardstock? I know, because it's like, then I have to place a whole nother order to like do this, right? Okay, I'm going to shave off that. And I'm going to shave off this. Okay. And then, because we are so warped, we're going to run this back through our die cut machine and see if we can get it to flatten out. Oh, the bows are everything. The bows are everything. And if you're late, don't worry. This guy is still bugging me. He's just unruly. He's rebellious and unruly. Okay. Oh, so fun. Okay, that's better. We are a little bit better now. Okay, now we've got to adhere this to there. So just, I feel like you guys need to move out again because I am just not used to working with a frame that's this small and then you guys get like stuck where you can't see anything. So we're going to move you back out. There you go. Roberta was going to say, run it back through. This is what we're going to do. We're going to do liquid glue to adhere it to the glitter This is going to take it a minute to kind of set up. So we're going to have to work on our sentiment while this is doing its thing. And we're going to have to like put something on it to kind of keep everything, you know, pressed together. Okay. So we're going to do this along this side. We're going to set this up off to the side because we're going to be working on some other things. Got to make sure it stays straight while we get it to adhere down. Okay. I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to put smaller blocks along this other side because let's do that. You can't see what I'm doing, but we're going to make just a block pile all the way around the edges so that we can keep everything adhered down where it needs to go. So we're just making a block pile. If you have blocks in your stash and you don't use them because you do a lot of stamp positioner stamping, then you know what you can use them for now. I actually still use my blocks. And there will be days that I have like all of them out and can't find any that I need because they're just all being used. By the way, I have some exciting stuff coming. Oh yeah, magnets would be great too. Yeah, I have plenty of those. That's actually probably better. I forget that I have the magnets. I just need them. I can't go over the parts with raised areas, so I've got to be careful that I'm only putting the magnets on the portions that are not raised. I have this magnet ruler too. It's got a longer edge, so I can do that on that edge. And then I can do like this down here. Okay, that'll work. There we go. Okay, we're gonna just let that marinate. I do still need a magnet at the top because, or a block at the top because I don't have enough magnets. Okay, let's work on a sentiment, shall we? We're coming in. We're bringing this to a close. I think I just want this really adorable happy birthday. And this does not, unfortunately, it does not have dies that go with it. So we're just going to have to just make it work. And I'm thinking we're just going to stamp it on white cardstock in a dark black ink and then maybe just trim it out. So let me grab a little scrap and we will put it right here along the bottom. Let me scooch back in my chair again. And now I have my card in my way up here. I'm going to do this. This is VersaFine Clair Nocturne Pigment ink. And it's going to give me a nice black stamping. All right. And then Regina says, I got most of the April release. So happy to see you using them and giving me so many good ideas. Okay, so that was like boom on the first try. It's perfect. We won't even try it again, but we are gonna just quickly heat set it so that I don't smudge it as I'm trying to fussy cut it. Oh my gosh, my words. Thank you so much. If you have already given this video a thumbs up, I would love it. If you're having a good time, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. I'm gonna just, I know the font, Kathy, isn't it adorable? Okay, I gotta find my scissors that I like for doing this, and that is my little honeybee echo cutter bee. I don't know. They're EK Success. Okay, the question is, do I just want to how do I want to do this? I'm struggling with this because I'm thinking maybe we just go across straight to the P's. We may have to redo this. We'll see. We fussy cut last week, didn't we? And you all thought I was crazy, but sometimes you just gotta fussy cut to get what you want. Now we're gonna go straight across again till we get to the H. We're gonna curve it up a little bit. We're doing some straight and some curving around this. Now the key to fussy cutting, we talked about this, is that you just turn the paper, not the scissors. So you can see I'm keeping my scissors kind of in place. We'll see if we like it when it's all done. Question, would it be over the top if you used an embossed folder on the blue rectangle panel to get it more? Well, it's too late for that. Deb, this is the Simply Said Sentiments. It is too late. I don't think it would be over the top, and I think it would be lovely. We just didn't do that. And I think the only way to do that at this point would be to just totally cut apart the card and redo it. And I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if we feel like it needs more. Slow and steady wins the race when it comes to fussy cutting. I would say, Nina, I would love to have dies for this. And I don't think that there are. I think that I would have requested them had they existed. But maybe they do exist and I just don't know it. I don't know everything. This is for sure. And sometimes I just forget the things that I do know. Okay, there's the happy birthday. I don't love the solid of the H, so we're going to go back in here. We're going to trim some of the H out. Okay. Okay, that's not horrible. It's better than horrible. Let's see. Okay, let's see if we can pull this up. We'll see what we're working with here. Okay, so we're working with this. This will be on foam. I mean, I just know it will be because I like big cards and I cannot lie. And then I'm thinking we take this, we pop him up in here just like this. Maybe something like that to break the plane over here. I like that. Okay. Also, I am not loving the top of this H, so I'm going to cut into it just a tad to help it feel a little less solid. Okay. So we just dipped it down there just a little bit to help it feel a little less solid. We can do that. And then I'm thinking a few scattered confetti and we just might be in business. We could totally, I want sleep. Oh, it must be like late where you're at, Nada. Nada, how do you say it? Saudi Arabia. What time is it in Saudi Arabia? I'm so scared of fussy cutting. Melanie, don't be scared of fussy cutting. Here's the deal. What's the worst thing that could happen? You just do it again. You just stamp it again and then trim it out with a trimmer if you don't like it. I mean, you haven't lost anything. It's just a little bit of time. But anyway, don't be scared of it. You should try it. The more you do it, the more comfortable you will feel with it. And it is not a high stakes game, that fussy cutting. It can be redone, restamped and redone all over again. So hopefully you go away feeling a little more confident in that. Okay. Let's do this. Perfect palette. Another signature Carissa card. Thank you. Glitter. Yes. Glitter is, these bows are just, I think that when we add some sparkle to, like some little sequins to the background, it's going to give us that texture on this portion that we feel like we need. But I can see how you feel like there should be some texture in the background. I get that. Okay, let me get this on here just right. Here's the deal. If you want something to be straight, start with something straight on your work surface. Like, don't be all crooked on your work surface and expect to get something straight. So let's just line it up with a grid line. I think my mat is not perfectly straight. Like, I have a little bit of wonkiness up here. But we'll put that there to where it like breaks the plane of these presents. Love that. We're gonna fix this because it will make me insane. We're just gonna do this. Okay, that is so much better. We are so much better. My life is complete. My life is complete, y'all. Okay, so then we can pop this up. I really feel like I need to trim it on this side too. I'll be right back. I gotta get my other trimmer to do this, and that's why I'm moving across the craft room. It's the weather. We came back from our trip and the weather is so weird here. It's like a little overcast. Okay, and this just needs to be like the smallest little sliver. Almost scared to do this. Okay, well, I gotta be less scared than that. So we could ruin everything here. And sometimes that's what happens. Okay, I feel like that's a little better on that edge. Just the little bits of shavings. Hairline cut. Yes. Just the little slightest bit can sometimes just make the eyes a little more pleased with what's happening. This guy is still bugging me. He's just bugging me. He's been bugging me from the beginning. I'm afraid I'm going to ruin it. So I'm just going to leave him. I'm going to just let it go for just a minute. And we're going to put some foam on the back of this dude. Oh, look, these will work perfectly all the way down. We're just going to do that. Okay, I need to get rid of these anyway. 86 degrees right now. It is not too cold here. It just is not super sunny, and that's unusual. And it's weird. We were over at the California, like the Central California coast this week, and it was, you would expect it to be like overcast and stuff there, and it was a little bit gray and that sort of thing, but we expected to come home to like sun, and it was, man, just like kind of overcast and just different than what we expected. Okay, I love this. Someone's going in and out of the door. I don't know if you can hear the squeaking. I think my husband's home from the Walmart Sprouts trip that he took, and he's probably getting the groceries out of the car. So we appreciate that. So we're okay with that. Okay, now I'm just going to do this. I'm going to look here at the screen. Make sure I get everything on there. Perfect. There's just a couple of like wonky little things. Okay. I am seeing, maybe it's this guy. Okay. Perfect. Fixed him. Okay. So let's see. Do we want to do a few little sparkles? I think that might give us the Central Valley summer is on its way. This is true, Lisa. Are you here in the Central Valley, Lisa? The Central Valley summers are no joke. They will knock you for a loop, for sure. And I'm not a big, my husband and I have like a little bit of a joke. It's because I say I wasn't built for the cold, and then I'm like, well, I wasn't built for the heat either. And he'll say, what were you built for? And I'm like, I'm built for like 75. Roberta says, walk away. It looks good. I think I might want a few little sparkles. I don't know. We can try it. We don't have to do it. I think it's kind of fun. You guys can let me know. Do we want to do the confetti or not? I'm not opposed to it. Oh, that guy. Manteca. Okay, got it. Manteca. There's a commercial that does that, right? Manteca. Okay, come on, little guy. He got stuck in there, and we might just have to shake him out when we're done. Okay, well, he has disappeared into the abyss. Okay, so you guys can vote here. Always sparkle. Yes, always sparkle. Sparkles is fine. It's the wonkiness. Oh, okay. It was the wonkiness. I know. Sometimes you just got to let that stuff go. I think overall it's got a lot going good for it. So okay. Yeah, the wonkiness is still bothering me. Help. It's because I did not adhere these on very well. So I should have taken a little more time, but I was also not trying to adhere them too strong at first because I didn't want to, you know, I wanted to be able to move them around. Do you give all the cards you make? Do you give all the cards you make for your videos and lives? Do I give them away to people? So what I do not use for personal like card and gift giving, I will often give to my sister-in-law and my cousin and my mother, and then they use them. And then we all go to the same parties, and then there's like 6 of my cards to the same person. So they all get used. Minus the fussy cutting, yes, I would not recommend the fussy cutting. You could do this if you wanted to do more mass-produced style for this card. You could cut that into a straight banner, and it would work. It just would take up a little more visual space on the card than a fussy cut version of this. But like I said, maybe there is a die set and I just don't know. Oh my gosh, you guys, so cute. I'm totally bugged by the wonkiness. So we're gonna rip this up. If you have to go, then don't mind me. I'm just gonna be fixing a couple of little things here that were off kilter. And the reason they were off kilter is because I was not careful when I adhered them. Like this guy, he's got to come up. We're just going to do it. I know Roberta told me to walk away, but I have to fix this guy. This is the one that is just not, and it's easy to pick up. So we'll just fix this here. I'm going to adhere it down a little bit better so that we have something solid. It has a firm foundation. That's what we need. And this guy, we'll just pull him up too. We're going to fix all this. Sometimes you just gotta go back and readjust. Okay. I know you are all probably freaking out as I'm doing this, but it is what it is at this point. We're gonna fix what needs to be fixed. And as I mentioned, had I just paid a little more attention from the beginning, we would not be in this situation, but we are. So we're gonna fix it. It looks better though. I'm looking at it through the screen and it looks a little better now that we're fixing. Plus, we don't want this to fall apart, so we'll just do what we need to do. Okay. Do this a little. Oh, there came out that sequin that we needed. Those, by the way, are the crystal confetti with no holes. Those are from the stamp market. And so that's what I use there. Let me have a peek. We probably need to fix this guy while we're at it. And now we should be good. I know I didn't do this guy, but he's got a lot holding him down on the top. So I think we're good there. Okay, so there we have it. A fun birthday card, 5x7 design. This guy's still bugging me. Okay, 5x7 design, super fun, super sparkly. I'm loving these bows. I really am. Do you all have any questions? How late are you? Well, we're just finishing up Mommy and her 4 little ladies, but you can always watch the whole thing over on replay. So maybe get your kiddos tucked into bed tonight and you can have a nice little watch once you get them all tucked in. But here we go. Waffle flower. This is the Postage Collage A2 base die. And these are the presents were done, and the ribbons of the presents, or the long parts of the ribbons, were done with the Postage Collage Gifts stencil set, new from Waffle Flower. And then we have the Postage Collage Gifts die, which is all these sparkly little bows that we added on top with some dimension. Isn't that fun? Love this so much. I hope you all enjoyed seeing these card products in action. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them now. As always, I just want to remind you that everything that I used today, besides the Pebble ink, which I grabbed in the middle of all this, is linked in the YouTube description below. So if you're looking for something in particular, be sure you check down there. They should all be in the links. And if you click that visual supply link, it will open it up to where you can see pictures of all of the products instead of reading them by text. Thank you all so much for being here today. I'm so glad you're here. I will be back next week. I'm considering maybe doing a second live stream next week. It kind of depends on how the week rolls out, but keep your eye here. We will definitely be live next Friday, which is our normal live day at 1 p.m. and that's the 25th. So Friday, the 25th at 1 p.m. for sure live, but keep an eye on my Instagram because I do announce all my live streams there. And if you're not following me, that link is in the YouTube description below as well. Thank you, everyone. It doesn't look like I see any questions, so I'm going to let you go. I'm going to go get some pictures of this project, and then I'm going to get it posted up on my Instagram and over here on the YouTube cover picture. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for hanging in there with me today. Even though we didn't have a solid plan, I think it worked out pretty well. And we have a super sparkly card that's going to be fun to give. And I love a 5x7 because it has all that extra room to write a long, heartfelt message in. Thanks for joining me. I will see you again here on my YouTube channel real soon. And until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day. Thanks so much for stopping by and hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this project. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and turn on the notifications here on my YouTube channel so you don't miss any of my card making and paper crafting video tutorials. Thanks again, and until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day.